What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about both the American Silver Eagle and the Canadian Silver Maple Leaf. Not so much of a this coin versus that coin type of video. I've made plenty of those. In this video, I wanted to talk about why nowadays I'm actually leaning much more in the direction of maple leafs, and that goes for both silver and gold. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Subscribe to my second channel for bonus videos. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. Try out some G Fuel Energy Formula, $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. And of course, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Webull and funding your account. Every single month, they have a new promo going on where they offer even more free stocks, or sometimes even free cash to invest however you want. I don't know what the July promo is going to be because I'm filming this video in June, but every single month they have something awesome going on. So download the app, fund your account, and they're going to give you up to 12 free fractional shares just for doing so. Webull link in the description. Everything is linked in the description. All right, so today I wanted to talk about silver eagles and silver maples. And as always, my video is more so something to listen to rather than something to watch. So sit back. If you're in the car, if you're tuning in, treat it like a podcast or treat it like a radio show. So let's just jump right into it. You might be wondering first and foremost why I'm filming this in June. And that's because it's June 21st, by the way, and that's because I have to go the next 10 or 11 days without a day off. So I'm filming extra videos in advance, and it's just going to bleed into the following month because that's just the way my schedule is working for the next 10 or 11 days. So anyway, the American Silver Eagle and the Canadian Silver Maple Leaf. Yes, I am going to be primarily focusing on the two silver coins, but it also goes for the gold versions as well. The gold eagle, the gold maple. Right now, my preference between the two silver coins, even though for years and years I have predominantly stacked the silver eagle, really all the way up until a couple years ago. That was the foundation of my stack, and it actually still is the foundation of my stack. If you look at all the silver that I have a lot of it, I don't want to say a majority, but a huge chunk of the stack is made up of American Silver Eagles. And of course I stacked Canadian Maple Leafs alongside the Silver Eagle, and I doubled down on Maple Leafs whenever I had the opportunity to buy a bunch of culls for a discount on the premium. Absolutely. But I still have far more Silver Eagles than Maple Leafs. I still have far more Silver Eagles than anything else. And even though I do still believe that the American Silver Eagle is the superior 1 troy ounce pure silver coin, I've always believed that to be true. And I still believe that to be true for a variety of different reasons, which I'm not really going to get into. If you're interested in why I believe that's the case, I just posted a video a couple weeks ago talking about how the American Silver Eagle is the #1 silver coin, pure silver 1 troy ounce coin. Go and watch that video. But it really comes down to the Silver Eagle being the most trusted, respected, recognizable, and sought after pure silver 1 troy ounce coin that there is. I don't believe that it necessarily blows all the other ones out of the water, but I do believe that it's superior in more ways than it's not. It does have its cons that go along with all of the pros, and other coins out there are better in certain ways. But right now, I wanted to mainly focus on the Canadian Maple Leaf. And if the audio is bad over here, it's because it's windy. As soon as I get around that corner over there, it'll idle down a bit. But when it comes to the Canadian Maple Leaf, I've always viewed that particular coin as second place. if I had to rank all of the pure silver coins out there, I would say the Canadian Maple Leaf is a very close second behind the Silver Eagle. And I would actually say that it's actually probably tied for second place with a handful of other coins, but that's not what this video is about. This video is going to be more so about why right now I think I prefer the Maple Leaf over the Silver Eagle. Even though the Silver Eagle is the pure silver coin of my country, even though the Silver Eagle is, in my opinion, superior in more ways than it's not, next to the Maple Leaf and next to many other coins out there, even though that may be the case, right now I am preferring the Maple Leaf over the Silver Eagle. And the reason for that is because money, currency, price tags, premiums. The Maple Leaf is carrying a much lower premium than the Silver Eagle. I'm sure you've noticed this over the last few years. Before everything got chaotic in the world of silver, the premium difference between an Eagle and a Maple was virtually non-existent. Like the difference between the two. One used to have I think it was like $1.25 and the other one was $1.50 over spot. Back then, I was like, man, a 25, maybe a 50-cent difference per coin. When the Silver Eagle is, like I said before, superior in almost every way possible. Absolutely worth it. What's 25 to 50 cents more per coin, per troy ounce? What's the difference? At the time, it made perfect sense. I thought it was absolutely worth it. I thought the value exceeded the cost. And if those numbers were still relevant today, I'd be saying the same thing. But unfortunately, those numbers are no longer relevant. It's no longer a 25 or maybe 50 cent difference between the coins. It's several dollars nowadays difference between the two. And when it really comes down to it, what's the difference between the two coins? Not a whole lot of differences. At the end of the day, they are both 1 troy ounce of silver. At the end of the day, silver is silver if it's just silver. I don't care if it has a leaf on it. I don't care if it has an eagle on it. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care if it's in pristine condition or if it has some scratches on the surface. I don't care if it's from this country or that country. I don't care whose ugly mug is on the face of it, the obverse. None of that matters to me. And I've been saying for a couple of years now that it's no longer time to be picky. It's no longer time to be overly selective. It's no longer time for that. Right now, it's only time to focus on what makes sense financially. And when it comes down to it, when push comes to shove, when you melt down a Silver Eagle and when you melt down a Silver Maple Leaf, what are you left with? You are left with 2 separate melted pieces of silver. You can no longer claim, oh, this is a melted Silver Eagle, therefore it's more superior than the melted Silver Maple Leaf. Nope. Melted silver is melted silver. A silver round is a silver round. A silver bar is a silver bar. A silver coin is a silver coin. Nothing else matters. Silver is silver. And not only that, we can also talk about the purity of the silver. If that's something that matters to you, it's not really something that matters to me. The difference between 3/9 fine and 4/9 fine, I would say, is borderline irrelevant. To me, it's completely irrelevant. And I was never really able to understand anyone's point of view when they said 4/9 fine is like a million times better than 3/9 fine. No, yeah, technically it is a little bit more pure, but is that really much of a selling point? I never thought so. If I was forced to choose between a 3/9 and a 4/9 fine piece of silver, I really wouldn't care. It doesn't matter. Not to me. Especially when I realized that even if it's pure silver, it doesn't really matter all that much. That's when I started getting the hang of 90% silver. I started to, learn more about it, and I started to appreciate 90% silver a little bit more. I was like, oh, okay. This whole time, yeah, I never cared about the difference between 3 and 4/9 fine silver, but I did prioritize pure silver. Then I started to integrate some junk silver into the stack, some 90% coins, and I very quickly learned to respect it a whole lot more. I was like, hey, you know what? This stuff is actually really good. This stuff is awesome for a lot of different reasons. But that's not what this video is about either. I just wanted to give an example of why purity doesn't matter. I don't believe it should matter. So the difference between 3/9 fine, which is the Silver Eagle, and 4/9 fine, which is the Silver Maple Leaf, it just means that the Silver Maple Leaf is a fraction of a percent more pure silver. The best way I can describe it, now if you've been stacking for years, if you're knowledgeable when it comes to precious metals, you already understand. But for the new people out there, for the people who don't really get it, the easiest way I can paint the picture is by describing a 3/9 fine silver coin as something that is 99.9% pure silver, while a 4/9 fine is 99.99% pure silver. So 99.90 versus 99.99. That's the easiest way I think you can look at it. That's really what it comes down to. Now, people that like to nitpick will go and be like, well, it's not 99.90, it's actually 99.4 or 99.94 or whatever. That doesn't matter. That's so far beyond the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making is that 4/9 fine is a fraction of a percent more pure. Does that matter to me? No, it doesn't. I don't care if it's 3/9, I don't care if it's 4/9, whatever. But if that is something that matters to you, you could make a case that the Maple Leaf is superior in that way. It is a tiny percent more pure. For what that's worth, there you go. In addition to that, now that I said the aesthetic doesn't really matter, what the coin is or where it's from doesn't matter, the purity doesn't matter to me, but if it matters to you, the Maple Leaf technically is a little bit more superior in that way. The premium that comes along with it makes a world of a difference. See, back in the day, when it was like pennies that we were talking about of a difference. In fact, yeah, the Silver Eagle carried a little tiny bit higher of a premium, but if you were able to find a cull Silver Eagle, something that was a little bit tarnished or maybe scratched up, the premium was actually lower than a pristine condition, uncirculated Maple Leaf. Milk spot free Maple Leaf. Fresh out the mint Maple Leaf. A Silver Eagle that had a little scratch on the surface was less of a premium. So that's how I was able to get away with it as well. That's another tactic that I used. I would pick up a bunch of Silver Eagles. When presented with an opportunity to pick up a cull Silver Eagle, I would hop all over it, and I would stack Maple Leafs on the side. And you want to know what else I was stacking on the side? Cull Maple Leafs as well, which were the cheapest out of the four. Uncirculated Eagle, Cull Eagle, uncirculated Maple, Cull Maple. The Cull Maple carried the lowest premium, so you better believe I'd stack up on the Culls whenever given the chance. And as someone that was stacking silver for long-term wealth preservation purposes, my number one priority was to accumulate as much physical silver content as possible. That's what I was after. wasn't interested in high premium collectible pieces, wasn't interested in low mintage, hard to find, things like that. I didn't care about any of that. That's why I was stacking the same exact pieces over and over and over again. A bunch of Silver Eagles, a bunch of silver Maple Leafs, random silver rounds, random silver bars, and 90% junk constitutional silver. My way of stacking silver is pretty boring. I get the same stuff over and over and over and over again, or at least I did for years. And that's because my priority was going after low premium but high quality silver. And unfortunately, the Silver Eagle, I don't know if we can't really get away with calling it a low premium silver coin anymore. That's just not what it is at this point. Silver Eagle carries a higher premium than a lot of the collectible pieces nowadays. So with that being the case, why not go for the next best thing if you still prioritize coins over basic, generic, secondary market silver rounds and bars for its ability to be recognized? If it's still your priority to go after coins, and if you still prefer pure silver coins over junk silver coins, in my opinion, I think the Maple Leaf makes perfect sense. I think the Maple Leaf is probably the next best silver coin. Now, there is another coin out there that I would also argue is probably the next best silver coin, but that's not what this video is about. I'll make a separate video regarding that piece of silver. But between the two, right now, I think the Maple Leaf is a better option. I think the Maple Leaf is a better buy. I think the Maple Leaf makes far more sense. I think the Maple Leaf is the way to go. So here we are, halfway through 2023. Things got shaken up a little over 3 years ago, and certain things are still different. Things have been different for a long time, so I don't know if we can really call it different anymore. It's been this way for a couple years now, so it is what it is. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to figuring out a way to adapt and overcome. It really comes down to getting creative. And like I said before, silver. It really doesn't matter if it's a coin or a round. It really doesn't matter if it's 3 nines or if it's 4 nines. It doesn't matter if it's from this country or that country. It doesn't matter who or what's on the face of the coin. None of that really matters if you really think about it. If you're stacking silver for weight, if you're utilizing the precious metal for long-term wealth preservation purposes, it really doesn't matter. Because when it's all melted down, all it is just silver. And since we've been talking about silver for so long, let me also throw in gold. Let me quickly honorary mention for the gold maple and the gold eagle. See, this one's a little bit different. This one is a little bit more unique. And the reason I say that is because we can't really argue about 3 nines versus 4 nines, it's close enough, barely even relevant. And that's because the gold eagle isn't even a 3 nines fine gold coin. It's less than that. It has a decent amount of copper and silver mixed into it to make it more dense, to prevent scratches, or to help prevent scratches, and to help prevent it from getting worn down. But many of us just, we lock up our coins, in a safe, or we hide them, we tuck them away somewhere. We're not really we don't carry all of our silver and gold in our pockets all day long. It's not like it's inevitably going to get scratched up. No, we keep them away, we keep them safe. So to me, I say remove the silver and copper from the gold eagle and just make it a pure gold coin, but that's just my opinion. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, because like I said, purity, who cares? It does contain a troy ounce, of gold, but the coin itself weighs more than a troy ounce, and that's because there is a little bit of other metals mixed into it. So it's heavier than a troy ounce, but it contains 1 troy ounce of gold, if that makes sense. It's like taking 8 ounces of water, a cup of water, and adding, I don't know, a little splash of soda into it. It's no longer pure water, but it still contains exactly 1 cup of water. It's no longer 8 ounces. Now it's, I don't know, 9 ounces. If that makes sense. Weird example, but that's just how it works. Meanwhile, the gold maple is a 4/9 fine pure gold coin. So if purity matters to you, that is absolutely the superior coin between the two. But then again, you don't have to go for the gold eagle if you're looking for an American gold coin. You can go for the gold buffalo, which I still would like to own one day, but now is just not the time. But between the gold eagle and the gold maple, yeah, the purity is very different. And when it comes down to it, gold is gold, just like silver is silver. Really comes down to personal preference at the end of the day. If you don't mind paying a higher premium for the silver eagle, since it's more of a high premium coin nowadays, for whatever reason, there are a lot of people out there who just strongly dislike the maple leaf for whatever reason. A lot of people don't like, no, it's from Canada. I don't like, you know, the way Canada runs things. Therefore, I will never, ever, ever stack a Canadian coin. Who cares, man? No, you're supporting Canada. No, you're not. You're supporting yourself. It's not a Canadian piece of silver. It's a piece of silver. If you don't like that the Queen is on it, if you don't like that it says Canada on it, melt it down. Make yourself a silver bar out of it. Or just ignore it. Hide it away. Or send it to me. I have a P.O. box. Send it my way if you hate it that bad. At the end of the day, it's personal preference. Stack whatever you want. Stack what you like. Stack what you don't like. Or don't stack what you don't like. Do whatever you want. Just make sure you focus on making the right financial decision. If you personally believe that the value exceeds the cost, and you think it's absolutely worth it to pay for pay the higher premium for a silver eagle as opposed to a maple or some other coin, by all means, go after it. Do it. Your call. I don't think you're right. I don't think you're wrong. Do whatever you want to do. Do what you believe makes the most sense financially. But your eyes should be on your finances and your finances only, in my opinion. Do what you believe will make the most sense long term. And if a year or two goes by, 5 to 10 years go by, something changes, or you learn something different, there's nothing wrong with readjusting and re-strategizing. See, I've done that a couple of times over the years, and it's not even just with precious metals. I started out with precious metals, and originally I was going after only generic silver rounds. Then I moved on over to almost exclusively silver eagles, and like I said, I'd stack, pick up a couple maple leafs on the side. Then I started to integrate some 90% to the stack, and I thought I had a pretty solid game plan. I believed that I was stacking the superior pure silver 1 troy ounce coin for barely higher of a premium, just paying a little tiny bit more, absolutely worth it. While diversifying with pure silver coins from other countries, which the maple leaf I considered to be a very close second, so I'm getting like the 2 best coins, or at least 2 of the best coins, while also diversifying with fractional silver, aka 90% silver, because I knew that 90% silver quarter was about 1/6 of a troy ounce, 90% half dollar is about 1/3 of a troy ounce, 90% silver dime is about 1/14 of a troy ounce. I was like, that could be a really good way of breaking a troy ounce or making change for a troy ounce if absolutely necessary. And I thought I had a rock solid game plan, and I did. It was working very, very well for me. And all of those coins that I just listed, 90% silver coins, silver eagles, and silver maple leafs, were all very, very, very low premium coins at the time. And then, like I said before, if something happens, if something changes, you might have to readjust and re-strategize and reevaluate what's going on and figure out a new game plan. Well, guess what? The crash of 2020 happened, and that's exactly what I had to do. I was no longer able to justify stacking silver eagles. The premiums were just too high. Like I said before, I used to believe that the value exceeded the cost, but then I started to believe that maybe the cost exceeds the value. Maybe the silver eagles are overvalued at this time. Is it a great idea to be stacking something or buying something or investing in something during a period where it's overvalued? Most people would say no, that's not the right idea. So why stack something or buy something or invest in something that's overvalued when you can get the next best thing, which is, can't say undervalued, but fair valued? Because at the end of the day, you have to choose between a troy ounce of silver and a troy ounce of silver. You could pay significantly more for one and significantly less for the other. And at the end of the day, when you really think about it, they're identical. What would you pick? Virtually the same thing. One's several dollars more and one's several dollars less. What would you pick? It's a troy ounce of silver either way. What's the difference? But even the maple leafs at the time were definitely up there. And during the initial crash and the first couple of months after the crash, 90% silver coins weren't carrying nearly the premiums that pure silver coins were. So I had spent most of 2020 stacking like 90% silver coins, like almost exclusively. From time to time, I would pick up something a little bit different. That was the year that I picked up a couple of Queen's Beasts, and I picked up the first of the Creatures of the North series, the Kraken. I spiced things up. I picked up a couple unusual pieces of silver for, the way that I was stacking. I just saw an opportunity to get something a little bit different, but for the most part, I was picking up nothing but 90% because the premiums were still low at the time. So, like I said before, something happened, something took place, something beyond my control forced me to re-strategize. That's just what I had to do. I learned something new, I went through something, I experienced something, I had a change of heart, and I had to reassess. Sorry for the wind. Let me go over here. But that's what I was saying before. A couple years down the road, if you realize something different or you come to terms with something and you change your mind, there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. There is zero things wrong with that. I always say this. As the great Chael Sonnen always says, I reserve the right to change my opinion when confronted with new information. See, I'd made a lot of videos in the past saying like, oh, this is what I'm doing and this is why I'm doing it. And so much time had gone by and I had to shift gears, change my game plan. And, people used to, leave comments, or people would write me letters and send them to my P.O. box. People would ask, like, hey, oh, I thought you said this, and now you're doing that. I was like, yeah, because I was confronted with new information. Well, you said you were going to do this, and now you're doing that instead. Why? Because I changed my opinion. I changed my mind. Like, yeah, I said I was going to do this, and I did that until I no longer believed that that was the right way to go. I found a better way. I found something different. I found something that, or I found a way to maximize results. See, that's why I said it's not just with precious metals for me. I said before, I've changed my mind in a couple of different ways. I used to be all in on precious metals, and I still love precious metals, and I still think that they are a fantastic way, or could be a fantastic way of saving money long term and preserving wealth long term and hedging against inflation long term. But I also realized that, yeah, I'm utilizing them as a way of wealth preservation, but I don't have wealth to preserve just yet. I'm not really getting ahead if I'm trying to desperately cling on to the very little that I currently have. I'm young, full of energy. I'm not even in my prime yet. I should be focusing on building wealth right now. I should be investing my money primarily, so that I can later turn around and convert some of that wealth to potentially gold. Or if it's during a time where silver is massively undervalued, or I believe that it's massively undervalued, silver. Or both, silver and gold. Maybe even real estate one day, who knows? But my primary focus is on building wealth right now and investing. My number one priority at the moment isn't to save, it's to increase income and increase net worth. Not to preserve the little that I have. I'm trying to create more. I'm trying to have more so that later I can use silver and gold to preserve what I built up. And that's another example of how I had to reassess based on things that were going on, and I was given a bit of a wake-up call. And I reevaluated, I re-strategized, and I figure out what makes the most sense financially for me. See, right now, for a lot of people, maybe investing is not their main priority right now. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm not right or wrong, you're not right or wrong. If you have a different strategy than I do right now, or if you have different goals or different priorities, you're not right, you're not wrong, I'm not right, I'm not wrong. It's based on what makes the most sense for you at the end of the day. So coming around full circle, silver eagles and silver maples, it all comes down to what makes the most sense for you. And right now, if I had to choose between the two, based on the current premiums, the maple leaf makes far more sense financially. They are virtually identical. If you close your eyes, you won't be able to tell the difference. They both contain a troy ounce of pure silver. One is several dollars more than the other, but you're getting the same thing out of it, a troy ounce of pure silver. It makes crystal clear, perfect sense to prioritize the maple leaf, in my opinion. So those are just some of my thoughts. I'm curious, what are yours? If you can head on down to the comments and let me know, what is your preference between the silver eagle and the silver maple leaf? And I'm talking about your objective preference. I'm not talking about how, I don't like Canadian coins because of politics. No, I'm talking about from a logical standpoint, not an emotional standpoint. Financial perspective. What makes the most sense money-wise? Maybe you believe that the silver eagle, it does carry a significantly higher premium than the maple leaf, but maybe it's worth it for a variety of reasons, for X, Y, and Z. Let me know. Let me know what X, Y, and Z is. Or maybe you prefer the maple leaf at this time, or maybe you've always preferred the maple leaf. Maybe you're still stacking a little bit of both. Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new. Subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive bonus content. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. Try out some G Fuel Energy Formula, $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. This right here is Miami Nights. It's like a pina colada flavor. It's absolutely delicious. Perfect for the summertime. My #1 flavor in my opinion. And there are over 50 different flavors to choose from. Sugar-free, low-calorie, packed with a whole bunch of vitamins. $5 off first order by clicking the link in the description. And of course, last but certainly not least, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Webull and funding your account. You can deposit as little as you'd like, even as little as a penny. It still works, it still counts. You still get your up to 12 free fractional shares. And every single month, they have a new promo going on where if you refer a friend or 2 friends or 3 friends or 6 friends or whatever the promo is, they're going to give you either free stocks, bonus free stocks, usually free Apple stock and you know, higher quality stocks like that, or free cash to invest however you'd like. So download Webull, fund your account, make the most of an opportunity. Time is running out. Don't pass up on a major opportunity. Webull link in the description. Everything is linked in the description. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know one more time, what is your preference between the Silver Eagle and the Silver Maple? When it comes down to the facts, the fact that it's a troy ounce of pure silver either way. Yes, the maple leaf technically being a little bit more pure, but the Silver Eagle technically being a little bit more recognizable, trusted, and sought after. Do you think the value exceeds the cost on the Silver Eagle, or do you think the cost exceeds the value and the maple leaf just makes more sense right now financially? Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.